Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe, helps the channel, and I for one very much appreciate it. Helps me producing more. Nice open clip here, very simple, bit of impatience. Just turn left at the crossing and we're looking at the car coming towards us. Really should be waiting, to be honest, but no. They see the learner coming, so just presume, of course, that we're going to be a little bit slow in getting away, and we weren't, so we had to hold off to let them carry on. Anyway, let's crack on. Next clip. Okay, in this clip here, simple roundabout really, and we've got two plums who don't seem to have a clue how to use a roundabout or what is acceptable on a roundabout. Now, it's not this car behind us, it'll be one coming from the left just as we go over the roundabout. Now, we're quite close to a bus, which you will see on the front clip when I show it. Now, here he comes around, this one here. Now, he's going, but he's got nowhere to go because we're coming to a stop. He realises at the last moment, gets in the way of everybody else because he can't clear the roundabout, so which he shouldn't have entered until this exit was acceptable and clear for him to go down. Driving, qualified drivers, dear oh dear oh dear. Let's have a look at the front as we enter the roundabout. There's the bus, as you can quite clearly see. As it moves on, we will pinch in behind it. But this car here coming in from the left, I have no idea what he's thinking. What he wants to do, basically, is he wants to go down, go around, and just basically come from where he just come from. So why is he so close to the roundabout itself? Can't you see that that simply isn't going to work? Just dawned on him. So what does he do? He decides to do a three-point turn on top of a roundabout, getting in the way of absolutely everybody. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Qualified drivers, is this what they were taught? I think not somehow. Anyway, let's move on to the next clip. Okay, in this clip here, initially it's the usual bully pushing out of a side road, but it's about a parking clip a little bit further up the road that sort of grinds me a wee bit. I know people like to park where they can, it gets a little bit busy and such like, but just a bit of consideration for other people around you. It doesn't hurt, bit of indication, just so people know what you want to do. It's so helpful. Now this car here, look, it pushes its nose right down the road, slows everybody down because it can't be bothered to wait, of course, and then cracks on. Now, it's this bit coming up now which is, you know, it sort of beggars belief really, how sort of arrogant and silly people can be sometimes. Now there's a car on the left just coming up. It's actually just parked, but the car in front of this van, I think it's moving. It's this car that we're looking at. They've actually parked up. This lady has parked up. The van's copped onto it. There they go, indicating left. He suddenly realises that they are parked and they're going to have to move on. There's the one singular flash to say they're moving away. That was all we got. That's it. And then just to compound it as they move on, they're looking to pull over to the left or turn left, I think they did. And again, it's the same thing. Where's the indication? There they're slowing down. There they are moving over. No indication, no notification until they get there, and now they indicate. But it's too little too late. What was the point? That helps nobody at all. Wow. Anyway, let's move on. This clip here about road positioning really, to most qualified drivers it's not a big deal, but to learners it can be very distracting indeed. A car coming towards this lovely wide road, why is he driving in the middle over the centre white line? It doesn't need to do that. So the learner has to come off the gas a wee bit and then it has to pinch into the left and back out to the right. Very distracting for a learner. Generally not a problem for a qualified driver, but then that's the difference. Qualified drivers don't think that way at all. Right, let's move on. Okay, in this clip here what we're looking at is yet another roundabout and another lack of indication. Again, just as we're approaching, we're looking to flow in, of course, but this red car come from the opposite direction. No indication at all. My pupil thought they're going straight across. I had to slam the brakes on as they come right in front of our car turning right. No indication at all. And then this BMW coming from the same direction. At least this one is indicating. Could do better though. Why go over the roundabout when you could literally go around it? Not a hard job, is it? That there was a little too close to my liking. Just as my pupil moved off there in front of that car, I would like them to have been a little bit more slower there, but I think they just got agitated by the events on that roundabout, where they've got to keep their cool, that's for sure, with what goes on. Got to keep their wits about them. We've got two idiots in this clip. We've got this Volvo coming at that junction. It should give way to those children that want to cross. He totally ignored them. We'll come back to him in a second, but as we get around the corner here, we've got this one now coming out. We become the meat and the sandwich between the Volvo and this car, because this car shouldn't have carried on reversing, and the reason we brake late, you'll see shortly afterwards, when we look at the rear view, why we had to brake a little bit later and got a little bit closer to this car than what we would have liked. Like I said, we were sort of getting a bit of the meat and the sandwich there. We got a bit pressurized. And as I said before, the learners can get a little bit distracted and they've got to try and be on the ball, but I'm always there to back them up. Let's have a look at the back camera as we're coming out of this same road, and you will actually see as we turn into the road, heading towards that car reversing out, look at this Volvo, completely the wrong side of the road as he's coming out the junction, and then he gets very, very close to us as we're braking for the car reversing out. That's really close. The wide angle doesn't do it justice, but you know, we're trying to juggle the idiot reversing out in front of us and this rather impatient Volvo behind us, without trying to have some sort of coming together or an accident. The pressure put on learners today, it's just getting worse and worse. Okay, in this clip here, every now and again on the road we do come across a complete and utter bell end, and this one is no exception. BMW coming up the road, I'll point him out, he's about to pass the car behind us, and when he does, well, the rest speaks for itself really. This car here, and this is why we have high insurance, and it's why we have many accidents on the road, because people drive like that in a 20-mile-per-hour limit road. And even when he gets up there and he didn't get far, did he? And he's not happy with that because he didn't get far. So what does he do about it? He then screams onto the inside around that car, carries on his madness up the road. Eventually, you know, people that drive like this are going to hurt themselves, and they're going to hurt other people as well on the road, because you can't carry on driving like that and expect to get away with it. Even when he's driving up on the inside, there's a bus lane on the inside, he knows that, and he barges his way in between that van and car. I was quite pleased with this clip actually. My learner took the correct action here, whereas the qualified driver that will be in front of us doesn't. No planning by the car in front whatsoever, so we're turning left. It's getting quite narrow, cars both sides of the road, and this is car in front. Now we can see what's coming towards it, so instead of taking necessary action and say pinching into this gap on the left, which we do because we saw the cars coming up the road, getting out of the way, holding back, being slightly defensive, the car on the other side just goes in and blocks the road up and makes the car coming towards it pinch in a very, very tight gap. Then some cyclist goes right through the middle of the two cars. Not I'm sure that was a completely sensible thing to do, but anyway, then the car moves on. Now when that does that, we're just waiting for that bike, and we gently start to proceed, and we now notice the cars coming up the road just like that black car did. But instead of us getting in and blocking the whole situation up, my pupil just creeps very, very slowly by making progress, very gently, letting the cars get out of the way and the bike, and then making sound progress after that. It's not hard, it's not rocket science. Keeping slow as the cyclists come past, and pinch a little bit more to the middle, and then away we go again. Honestly, it just isn't hard. Why do they make it look so? Okay, in this clip here, I'm wondering if this particular car may be friends with that BMW driver earlier on. I'll let the clip run and you can see for yourself and make your own decision. Not so aggressive as the other driver, but still driving in a 20 and still way too quick. And I think this is more about getting in front of the learner when he's in a right only lane, and he should have been over the left a lot earlier than what he was, considering he had no intentions of going right whatsoever. Yeah, I love the indication he put on like that. Made all the difference in the world. Just another bit of poor driving. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video. I do very much appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. As I say, it does help us out. Watch out for those learners out there. Give us a bit of empathy. Take care. Drive safely, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now. Bye bye.